The next thing you're going to do after you have glued your case together and installed your top frames is we're going to make a drawer for our nightstand. So we have created this opening now between our top frame and our top shelf, and we want to create a box for our drawer that's going to fit right in there. So this is going to be a box that consists of two sides with dados cut in them and two ends with rabbets that lock into each other. And then we're going to install a plywood bottom and a solid wood drawer face to finish our drawer. So the first step is going to be you're going to go in and you're going to print yourself out a Drawer Construction Handout. And the first step on that handout is to measure the exact dimensions of our opening. So you're going to grab a tape measure, grab a writing utensil, and the first thing we're going to do is come in and measure our actual opening. So I'm going to measure inside to inside, inside to inside, and I'm going to get 12 and 5/8. So I'm going to use my pen, I'm going to write down 12 and 5/8 for my opening width. And my opening height, I'm going to measure here, bottom of the top frame to top of the shelf, and I get 2 and 9/16. I'm going to write that down. And then the last thing we want to do is measure the actual depth that we have. It should be 12 if you followed everything correctly. And after I measure that, it looks like it is exactly 12. So I'm going to write down 12 inches as my actual depth of my case. So now that we have the actuals, what we want to do is create the actual size of our box. And if we made our box the same size as the actual opening, it would not slide in and out freely. So we are going to subtract 1/8 of an inch from each of the measurements that we just made, so our drawer box will slide in and out easily. So I am going to go 2 and 9/16 minus 1/8. There are 2 16ths and an 1/8, so this is going to be 2 and 7/16 of an inch. 12 and 5/8 minus 1/8 is 12 and 4/8. And then my depth was 12 inches even. It's 11 and 8/8. Minus 1/8 is 11 and 7/8. So now I have the actual size of the box that defines the outside of the box so that I can begin calculating the size of the parts. Page 2 of your drawer handout is going to be calculating the size of the parts, and we're going to jump into Rhino to see how to do that. Now that you've got the measurements for the opening on your nightstand, we're going to talk about how to calculate the measurements for the individual parts of your drawer. So you have gone in the shop and you have measured your actual opening here between your top shelf and your top frame, and your inside wall of your side and your inside wall of your side, and the depth of your case. You recorded those and you wrote those down on your page here, and then you came and you subtracted 1/8 of an inch from those. And now you are ready to move on to page 2 of this to calculate and fill in this cutting list. So to do this, we're going to look at this top view here. This is the box you're going to make. You've got two sides here. These have dados on both of the sides. And you've got two ends, and those have rabbets cut at the end of them, and those rabbets will lock into these dados and create this dado rabbet joint. And all of our parts here are going to have 3/4 of an inch of thickness, and so that makes the magical number for all of our setups here 3/8 of an inch. So there's going to be 3/8, 0.375 is 3/8, 3/8 of an inch here at the end of the board before you get to the dado. The dado is going to be 3/8 of an inch wide and 3/8 of an inch deep. The rabbet is going to be 3/8 of an inch wide and 3/8 of an inch deep. So this makes it easy. 3/8 of an inch is our magic number. When we come and build this drawer, we're going to have these nice dado rabbet joints. They're going to go together to form this box. We're going to cut some grooves along the sides and ends of these. You can see right here that this plywood bottom will fit in. and we'll glue that box together, and then we'll attach this solid wood drawer face, and that will be our drawer. So let's calculate what we need for the length of our sides and the length of our ends based on the information that you just got. You come to the sheet here. Looking at this picture, the solid black is the sides of our nightstand, and this is the pieces that we need for our drawer. So our sides, they correspond, their length corresponds to the drawer depth. So you can see over here, I transferred from page number 1 the depth measurement of 11 7/8. We go back to page number 1, there it was, 11 7/8. And you can see I've drawn an arrow, that's going to come down, and that's going to be the length of our sides, 11 7/8. Now the length of our ends is a little bit more calculated. The length of our ends here corresponds to the drawer width, which was 12 4/8 of an inch. If I go up here, the drawer box width was 12 4/8 of an inch. So coming back, 12 4/8 of an inch, I'm going to start with that right here. Drawer box width from page 1. I need to realize that my ends only go from here to here. So I need to subtract the distance from here to here because that's included in my drawer width. And I know that's 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to go 12 4/8 minus 3/8, and I get 12 1/8. And that gets me here. Now I need to do the same thing over here because this is also 3/8 of an inch and my drawer width went to here. So I'm going to take 12 1/8 now and subtract the additional 3/8 over here, and I'm going to end up with 11 7/8. And this is the length of my end from the end of the rabbit to the end of the rabbit. And so I am going to record that in this box. They just happen to be the same in this case. The width of my drawer pieces, that corresponds to really the height of my opening, because this is the width of the piece, it's the height of the opening right there. So we can see that was 2 7/16 right here. So I've transferred that over for both of them. They're all going to have the same width, 2 7/16. You've now got your parts calculated. You can cut those to size and begin to cut your dados and rabbits. We're going to worry about the size of the drawer bottom at a later time.